Hello, everyone. My name's Thomas Howell. I'm here conducting interviews on behalf of New Line Cage Fighting. My opinions on this interview are purely of my own. They do not reflect New Line or anyone but myself. Today, I am doing a virtual fighter face-off. Today, I'll be interviewing Nick, the New Breed Outlaw Lyons, and Dominic, the Viper Baker. Um, um, I I've known Nick longer than I've known Dominic, but I have spoke to both of them quite a bit. This fight was supposed to happen once before, and Nick had some medical issues and wasn't cleared at the time, but now he is re-cleared to do the fight, and it's going to be happening. So I guess to start this interview off, would one of you like to maybe go in deeper about why this fight is significant to you and maybe some of the history behind this fight?
It's up to whoever. Nick can go first if he wants to.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Me and him have a rich history here. We fought 2 years ago. I was his debut fight. At the time, I was on a losing streak. I was about to pull out of that fight badly because I had COVID that night. Didn't find that out till later on, but I felt like shit. We ended up fighting. It was a war, bad war. We both were bruised, we both beat, but we both gave it our all. Then after that, a bunch of words was said back and forth. Some of it was respect, some of it wasn't. Me and him both had, we went back and forth a lot. So yeah, like you said, we did have a fight planned once before. That was about a year and a half ago. I
Yeah, it was
medically
about.
couldn't go. Yeah, I medically couldn't go. I got my ribs jacked up where he would have ate me alive. Plus that one. Then leading up to this fight, I've had a bunch of medical issues where I just got out of the military and stuff. The VA's bipolar as fuck. So I got to go ahead and do this fight. Uh, I'm hoping it's going to be a war like before. And kind of like we said before, the interview even started, no matter what happens in this fight, it's going to be one for the books. He wins, great. If I win, cool. Whatever happens, happens. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna show up. We're going to fight our fight and give the fans exactly what they're wanting to see.
I'm glad that you're actually going to be able to compete again because there for a while I was worried that we might not actually ever see you step in for a combat sport again. With that being said, though, Dominic, do you want to kind of go into your perspective of the fight, like maybe what it means to you? Since, if I'm not mistaken, Nick is the only loss on your record. So, do you want to kind of maybe explain what it means to you to avenge this loss and like maybe how that has factored into your training leading up to the fight?
Oh yeah, so like he said, we had our fight. Whenever we do fight, it will be exactly 2 years and like a couple days since we first fought. So both of us have had plenty of time to become totally different fighters and even totally different people. So I feel like for this, what this fight means to me is ever since I got with C5, Category 5,
Yeah.
that's my team, that's my family. Uh, Ever since I got with them, I became a totally different fighter. I haven't lost because I have such badasses beating the shit out of me every day and just making me tougher. Uh, and since I haven't lost, I've been trying to. I just beat Eric Mon, uh, and that was a really tough fight.
I seen that
Eric,
fight on YouTube.
yeah, he's a tough guy, hits really hard. I have a lot of respect for Eric. But I'm starting to show that I can rise in the ranks a little bit. I do want to go for the 165-pound belt, probably in about another 5 fights. This game is it's very selfish. So
Yeah.
you got to really, I can't just go out there fight for a title right now. Like I have to be at a certain level. Uh, with this being said, me rising up as a new fighter, fighting better competition, Nick is the only thing on my record that I know in a rematch I can win. Like I just know it. I've known it since I lost. The first fight was a war, as he said. Uh, like I won. I feel like I won that third round, but he beat the shit out of me the first 2 rounds. I'll give him that. Um, and it was a war. Like we were both heavy breathing. Like it was crazy. It was a good night. It was one of the best nights of my life. But also, I wasn't with the gym then. I was running and just training in my garage, dude. I was not. I did a few backyard fights now where I've been training 2 years consistently and I've been fighting for New Line. I think I have 4 fights on them now. Uh, and I've had some wars with Ben Rose, he trains with a good gym, and I want to see Ben fight more so he can get wins and make that look better. Uh, but what it means with Nick is I want to get this win back, and I want to prove to people. I also want to prove to Nick that I can win and I will win. It's all respect to him. I know we talked shit in the past, and then we've also trained together, and we went back and forth on if we were going to fight or not. But like I said, it's all respect to him. But this this is what I need to get my revenge, as you can say it, or just get my get back. I know I can win. I'm going to prove it, and that's all I want. I just want to prove it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nick, what do you have to say in response to what he said? Um, since you generally speaking, you know that he's probably going to be training harder in anticipation for this fight. So, what can you say? What do you feel comfortable telling us that you have done in preparation for the fight to make sure that you're ready for the newer, better version of him rather than just the debuting version?
You talking to me or Nick?
Nick,
So start off with
Okay.
what you first. So start off with what you first said about what he did say. Like I said a few minutes ago, whoever wins wins. But at the end of the day, I can't let you win. You know, there ain't no part of me that can physically see myself losing to you. And I'm not saying that to be cocky. I'm not saying this for any disrespectful reasons. Just me personally, not only is that 2 years from our fight date, that is close to the anniversary of my dad passed. So to me, yes, it's your get back, but it's also proving on to where what I can do further and what my dad would wanted to see. When growing up, he didn't agree with me fighting. I fought all the time. He didn't agree with it. But at the same time, he kind of realized this is what I was going to get into. This is what I was going to do. And I know to this day, if he was here, he'd be at every single one of my fights that he can personally be at. So since he's passed away, it took a toll on me, especially with me, my first four fights losing them. It just put me more into depression than it did anything. Because I was doing all this, I was training my ass off, and I just felt like I let everybody down that's been around me all my life, that dealt with me when I wrestled, dealt with me when I started wanting to do MMA, dealt with me when I first wanted to start training in a gym. I just felt like I was a disappointment. So with you being my first win, and the dates matching up the way they are, I physically can't let you win. This is a must win for both of us. So it's going to be a war. It's going to be fight of the night. I don't care who else is fighting on this card. It's going to be fight of the night, and the winner's going to earn it. But with what I'm comfortable with saying, I ain't gonna lie. We all knew my medical wasn't. It was a hit or miss on if I was going to fight, if I wasn't going to fight. 1 minute I was good, 1 minute I wasn't. 1 minute I was out for a little bit, 1 minute I was back in. 1 minute I was taking a last second fight against Eric Mon, just like Dominic, who he fought, and then next thing you know, I'm back out. We didn't know what was going on. I still physically don't know what's going on. But I do know I've been given the go ahead to fight. So with that being said, I'm just now getting back into training. But when it comes to fight night, I know Dominic's going to bring his all at me. He's probably going to have the best cardio than you've seen out of him. He's going to come
yeah,
in with a lot of punches. He's going to come in ready to go. But when it comes down to it, I think my cardio is going to outbeat him. And when it comes down to that third and final round, I think that's where we're going to find out who's really built for this, who's really built for the winning stages of this sport.
it's going to be all a matter of who's really training harder and who wants to take it home the worst. That's how I see it. It's always good to see fights where there is history. I know that there can be fights that are good just from being random matchups, but when it's a fight out of history and two fighters that know each other, it is always a better fight because usually somebody wants to take it home worse than the other one, and it usually shows in
Yeah.
the ring who it is. Either way, like I said,
Yep.
I'm unbiased. I don't have a preference either way. Like me and Nick are friends, but I also I don't care who wins. I just want to see a good fight. I want to see somebody go out there and see the roof get blown off. That's all I care about.
Remember, he said that he had COVID the first time we fought, and with him having the I guess it was spinal the injury. Uh, I'm hoping that I get the best version of him because like I want to go out there and when I do beat him, I want him to know that I beat the best version of him. And as he said about the whole cardio thing, he's not going to beat my cardio. I mean, I'm doing 26-minute rounds with champions at my gym, and man, get my ass beat, put the pressure. Like, I mean, the Eric Mon fight, I wasn't even barely breathing hard at all, and he was hitting me hard. He was clinching me. He was kneeing me. Eric was beating on me, but I was beating him back, and like I was throwing really hard kicks. I was throwing. I wish I threw my hands more, but Eric hits really hard, so it's like when you hit that hard, it's like the kicks are working. Just throw those, you know.
Yeah,
But I think my cardio, he'll be surprised. That third round, if he's even still standing, I'm gonna go to the center. I'm gonna point, and we're gonna slug it out for 2 whole minutes, see who can last. And if we both last, I mean, I know it's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a great fight. And I feel like, certain people have that chemistry between them, like me and Ben Rose did, where you put them in a ring, it's going to be fireworks. So, me and Nick, I feel like we have that chemistry. Even when we trained before, like we sparred a little bit. And even when we sparred, like it was very back and forth. Like we were both getting good shots off. And obviously, that's training, you're not trying to kill each other. But I think Nick will be surprised. I mean, I can only say so much, whenever the fight comes, you know, everybody will see. Everybody will see who the true fighter is. I mean, not saying he's not a fighter, but I mean, we're both fighters. We both have anyone that has the balls to get in that cage or the ring or whatever has my utmost respect and they're warriors. And they are true fighters. But at the end of the day, we're going to see who's better. We're going to see, you know, who the winner is. So I'm very, very excited for it. I hated that I had to wait 2 years for the rematch, but I mean, we both have so much growth as people and as fighters. So I'm excited to see what we both can bring to the table. And
yeah, absolutely.
as he said, with I'm gonna come in with punches thrown. I mean, I'm I hit hard, but I throw a lot, and also like I feel like my striking is like all respect to Nick. I feel like my striking is 10,000 times better. Like, so, I mean, but at the end of the day, we're just going to see. And like I said, all respect to him. I'm very excited to fight him. And I thank him for taking the rematch. I mean, he didn't have to. But also, I feel like I'm not sure. Like, he's fought a lot of killers. He's lost a lot, but he's fought a lot of killers. But I also haven't lost. So I feel like I don't know if I've surpassed him or he surpassed me with all the experience, even though he's lost. So I mean, I think he wants this as much as bad as I do, because a win over either of us will be a good win because he's got a
Yeah,
lot of experience. Like I mean, I think he's got like 11 fights, 10 fights, something like that. I mean, he'll step in the cage with anybody. And me, where I haven't lost, that would look really good on his record. Definitely since he just beat Eric Mon, who I just beat. So I mean, this fight has a lot to say on it, and I feel like the winner of this. Actually, if I win this fight, I'm gonna be calling out Edward Petaway. Me and him have a fight in kickboxing. Uh, Sometime whenever he's free, he's got a lot of fights booked up, but I'm gonna be calling him out. So I guess whoever, I remember Nick wanted to fight him too. So whoever wins this fight will probably move on to fight him and just keep going up in the rankings. And I would love to see Nick stick to striking. Really anybody I fight, beat, lose, whatever. I would love to see them continue to get better and better and just, become a better fighter. I always love to see that.
yeah, absolutely. Um, there's always even whenever you're going against someone, I don't know if you would call it like a certain type of brotherhood or something, but there's always a certain kind of mutual respect going into it, and you always know that your opponent's going to be physically capable at any time, but you got to be ready, I guess. Um, so, anyways, kind of back more on track of the interview. Nick, do you have anything to say in response to the things that he said, possibly about the losses on your record, or just generally any response to what he just said?
Yeah, man. So he brought up some really good points. I take nothing away from you, man. You are training with some killers. You're training over those Roman, Eric, Brody for one. Just them three alone are
Can't forget
some of the
about Matt.
three top
Can't forget
the
about
three
Master Splinter.
tops. Yeah, him too. I forget about him from time to time. I don't really pay much attention, but I mean, just
Killer.
them 3 to 4 names, man. I mean, they're some of the top in the region. But at the same time, no one knows what I'm doing right now. No one knows where I'm training. No one knows where I'm going day by day. Also, no one knows where I've been. I mean, I've been over here training with some pros left and right. When I was up in Colorado, I learned so much. My trainer Alejandro Rodriguez up there at Black Sheep Universe, and I'll admit my striking when I first started was absolute shit. When I fought you the first time, God, I couldn't throw worth the shot. I could throw some haymakers. I had a nice jab, a good body kick. Other than that, my striking was nothing. I was mainly a wrestler. I used my pressure on you. The first round, you said you felt like you won the third round. I felt like first round was pretty even. The second round was me because of the ground and pound submissions, and then also the third round was me because I put you in some really difficult situations with the triangle chokes left and right and the ground and pound there. So we both look at that fight a little different, but that's the past. But I'm saying, I mean, you're coming in as a different man. I'm coming in as a different man. You ain't lost. I'm your only loss. So I know you're going to come in there with a head on your shoulder, like, hey, this is one I gotta take. Hey, this is what I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take out. Like there ain't no. I'm gonna win by decision. If you're gonna come out and want to knock me out, and I know it. But at the same time, like you also said, I have the experience factor. Look at the guy. I mean, a lot of people don't know the guys I fought, but if you look at my record and look them up, they are killers. You have my debut fight against Jesse Medlock, who's a freaking monster. If he was like fully get healed, I mean, he was already, I believe, he just fought for a belt before he had to fully quit because of injury, and he was like 3-1. Then I went and fought Luke, however crap you say his last name. He beat me in 19 seconds, but man, I mean, I underestimated him completely just based off his first fight. And then there's a few fights on my record I should have dominated, but we ain't gonna get into that. That was me being selfish on my own end, not taking the advantages I had, and just being young and stupid. You know, Dominic ain't like that. He learned from his mistakes. He learned whenever there's a kill shot, take it. So that I will give him that to where he's learned a little bit better than I have and faster than I have. But we're both there now. No matter if we would have fought a year and a half ago when I was injured, it would have still been a fight. I wouldn't have won that without a fight. So let's going into this fight. Like I said, he's coming in with some killers behind his back. Not only is he undefeated, besides his one MMA loss against me, he has 3 wins, no losses, 1 draw in kickboxing. I'm coming off a 3-win fight streak also, so we're both there with the wins right now. The one that wins this will go on to their fourth and keep going and rising in the ranks, like he said. I feel like I finally understand this game. I'm where I'm at to where I can control myself in the cage. Beforehand, I used to get wild and crazy and just do what I needed to do, what I thought I needed to do to win. And then it'd backfire or I'd win. But now it's like I don't get that tunnel vision. I go in there and I concentrate on what needs to be done. I go in there with the mindset win, lose, draw. This is going to be my best fight I've ever been seen in. And come January 17th, when I step in the cage with you again, it ain't going to be no different. Matter of fact, I'm so confident in this fight that, Thomas, you called my nickname the New Breed Outlaw because, that's what I've been going with lately. For this next fight and coming forward, I'm gonna go with the butcher because once I get into the cage with you, Dominic, I'm gonna butcher you and your record and go on through the rankings.
What was your response to that be, Dominic?
Man, that's a cool ass nickname, but I mean, Brian Battle is the butcher, baby. I mean,
Hey, I'll get there eventually.
I don't know. I mean, I think, I mean, that was a cool line, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, also, I forgot he forgot to say my nickname. My nickname's the Viper, which I kind of came up with it. I thought it was pretty cool, but he forgot to say my nickname.
I
But
can edit that in post video. I can edit that in and stuff.
okay, but like I said,
I
I mean,
gotta put the snake down.
that's I mean, got to cut its head off. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, man, that was cool. But at the end of the day, I mean, he can talk all he wants, but I mean, he ain't butchering shit. He gonna go in there and anything he does, I mean, I'm just gonna counter him and beat the shit out of him. You know, I'll be surprised if he makes it past round two, but if he does and it goes into a decision, it's gonna be a war. I mean, I'm not gonna overestimate him. You know, I've trained with him. He's solid. I've seen him train with Eric Mon. I've seen some of his fights. His last fight with the Braxton guy. I mean, come on, man, that dude wasn't even blocking. That was like he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't even blocking. That's not a win at all.
Yeah,
That's like a Torres Bays win. Which I mean, I have Torres Bays on my record. You have Torres Bays on your record. That's not a win. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that was also like that was my second fight. You know, in kickboxing.
yeah.
So, uh, but I felt with that Ben Rose fight, that second Ben Rose fight, is when I really locked in and I showed that I can drag out a war. You know, last 10 seconds, pointing to the center, me and him just beating the shit out of each other. And then the Eric Mon fight, I showed that I'm very technical and I showed that I do hit hard and I show that if I see an opening, I will like Eric. I every time I kicked him, it hurt him. It bruised him. He told me that one time I kicked him, it took like every breath out of him. You know, but he's a tough guy. He kept coming forward. You know, I know you submitted him, but like that was an Ezekiel choke. Yeah, it was clinching. Like this, the one thing I like about West Virginia, there's no knees allowed. Which I mean, I wish like I've been working on my clinch game for like a year, and I wanted to be able to clinch you and show you that I can beat you in the clinch as you beat me in the first fight. But whereas no knees or anything, there's no clinching. It's just me and you using our hands and our feet, and I'm gonna show you
Center of
that.
the cage the whole time.
Yeah, in the cage, I love the cage by the way. But I'm gonna show you that you ain't butchering shit, man. I mean, you're just gonna go with another loss in your record. I mean, well, kickboxing will be debuting, so I guess it'll be another loss there. But I mean, but it'll be a quality loss though. At least you can say that. You know, like I mean, you say you're on a win streak, but I don't know. It's not a very good win streak. I mean, the Eric Mon fight was a good, but like I mean, it's a Ezekiel choke, and Eric's not an MMA guy. You know, I don't think he should have took that fight. But and if it came
See,
to it,
see,
if it was kickboxing and you and Eric fought, he would light you up. He would destroy you because Eric kickboxing is where he shines. You know, you saw what he did to Austin Maddox. Austin couldn't touch him. You know, I had a hard time with him. Like he hit hard, he clinched me good. But the reason I beat him is because I used my kicks. I used my jab. You know, I defended some of the clinching and I won the first and third round, which I heard that you said you didn't think I won that fight, but I won the first and third round. Two judges thought I won. Uh, and I mean, he won the second round, but I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, you'll see. You'll see. I mean, I do like the butcher name. You should keep that. That's pretty cool. But uh I'm gonna strike you down. And that's what Vipers do. But
So sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just rambling, but you go ahead, man.
Um, Nick, do you have anything to say to Dominic about what he just said? I feel like we've touched bases over most of the aspects of the fight, but um, maybe Nick, do you have a closing rebuttal for Dominic or just any final statements? Maybe if there's somebody you want to shout out, or if you have any training partners or anything like that that you want to mention, just anything like that.
well, let's start off with what Dominic said, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's a sport with me and you. We're gonna be the only two in that cage. It don't matter what we did beforehand. It don't matter who we fought beforehand. I get your point on my last 3 fights. I seen that coming. I seen that comment coming. But on the other hand, you also got to look at it like this. I was primarily an MMA fighter. My bread and butter was the clinch and ground game. I've been working on my striking. So even though I beat Eric the way I did, he also came to me last second when I wasn't even training, except for you. But I hadn't really started that training camp yet, really, to fight him because his dude backed out. All respect to Eric. I love Eric to death.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I love him. But when it came down to it, we agreed to strike. And then on the day of, I knew that was going to be my last MMA fight. So I asked him if he was cool with just saying, fuck it, let's just go MMA. Let's go all out. You do you. You was preparing for a grappler anyways. So with you preparing for a grappler, I'm probably the same skill level as Cole in grappling. Well, now I'm probably levels above him. But the factors is I'm a wrestler growing up. I'm a ground guy. So whenever we got in the clinch, in my eyes, whenever he came at me and we clinched, the way I clinched him, I felt like he had the advantage. But then again, that like I said, that is a MMA fight. My boxing match, the only reason that one happened the way it did is because my dude backed out and he was willing to step up. You know what I mean? So, I give Braxton all the props in the world for stepping up with no experience like that. He has a lot of heart and he showed it against me that night. So I'm actually going to be training him from this point forward, and I'm going to get him back in the cage, back in the ring, and I'm going to get him some wins under his belt because he showed me that night that he has so much, he just has no one behind him. So, I see your point, and then I also see my point. Here's what I'm thinking though. You've had some really good wins. In all honesty, you really have. The Ben fight was a draw to start off with. You got announced the winner the first time, then turned around and got taken away from you. That was a really good fight. We had a lot of hatred towards each other at that point in time. So in my head, I felt like you lost. I've rewatched the video. I see where to draw. I have. Your second fight was an even closer fight, in my opinion. I thought that was going to be another draw, but I knew they wasn't going to let it be another draw. So, I believe experience and team level wise, you had him on that one. I don't take that win away from you. You both were new to the kickboxing sport, basically. So, I don't take any of your wins against you. And then, I mean, like you said, Toro's Toro. Everybody's beating Toro. He has heart, just not enough to compete. You know what I mean? Compete properly. And then that Eric Mon fight. Look, I'm not saying that you lost because mine and your hatred towards each other, the love lost, the love hate relationship that we have. Because I mean, my eyes, it even fight, but when it came down to volume and actually like fighting wise, it looked like he took away with it compared to you. To me, it looked like you've done a lot of taunting and a lot of just getting behind the crowd and judging, which hey, it works. I'm hoping when me and you fight, there ain't none of that. I'm hoping, we touch gloves at the beginning of the fight, fight our fight, third round comes, hug it out, touch gloves, do whatever we want to do, and brawl it out. I see it being a 3-round war. I really do. I've seen your chin get a lot better. And I've been knocked out twice. But that's because I was also taking fight after fight after fight after fight. I finally took my time to realize I need to step back. I need to take my time. I need to take breaks. I need to get back in shape. So come January, whenever you said you wanted the best version of me, I'm telling you right now, I don't care if my whole spine is split in half, that you're going to get the best version of me that wasn't ever.
Did he lag out?
Probably. Man, I have that happen to me all the time.
Bro, his Wi-Fi was tired of him talking shit.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Well, now that Nick has sadly passed away, I'm just kidding. But now that Nick has lagged out, he literally left. Bro's like a kid in his mom's house when the Wi-Fi went down. He's probably beating the shit out of his steering wheel right now.
Yeah.
But no, I mean what he said. Uh, I hope I get the best version of him. I'm not, you know, I'm not underestimating him, and I know he's not underestimating me. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm levels above him. Definitely in striking. Like I'm just levels above him. And I mean, at the end of the day, I could talk and talk and talk, but I have a lot of respect for Nick. You know, even like if we've went shot for shot a little bit on the stream, like it's all with respect. Because I train with Nick, I like Nick, but I just want to get the win back. And um, I'm really sorry. You know, he said he lost his dad. I lost mine too, so I understand that, and I hope that fuels the fire for him. And I mean, I'm gonna have my family there. I'm gonna have a lot of people there. It's near where I live. I live like 15 minutes from Charleston. So like this is my home. And also to that uh to the uh to the Eric fight, I mean I only taunted twice and Eric taunted twice too. Like we were taunting. Eric had volume, but he was clinching and kneeing. I was kicking him, I was jabbing him up, I was defending some of the clinches. And it was in Kentucky, which is his home, and two of his judges gave it to the West Virginia kid. So I mean, if anything, that proves that I did win. But at the end of the day, all my fights have been close, but that's because the competition I've been fighting is at my level. I try not to fight anyone that's way lower level than me. I'm going up from that. I was supposed to fight Will Armstead, and that would have been a hard fight. I want to fight Edward Petaway. I wanted to fight Tyrone Kitchen. Like those are just fights that are like hard. And I wanted to take them to test myself. And Nick is a hard fight because we're both willing to brawl. We're both willing to stand in there. Uh, but at the end of the day, I just know I'm better, and I'm going to prove it. But all respect to him. All respect to you. I know he's your friend. Uh, I know we talked shit in the past, not me and you, but him.
Yeah.
But I mean it with all respect. Like at the end of the day, this is a fight game. It's fun to talk shit.
Yeah.
It's fun to hug afterwards. I love to buy him a beer. Maybe get a bite to eat or something. Train together afterwards.
Nick might actually be back with us. Are you back with us, Nick?
Yeah, I've been
He's
here the whole
like,
time. I don't know why.
Oh,
he's
dang it.
he's just he's
Hey,
in the back. He's he's being nosy. I'm just kidding.
I gotta hear what you're playing.
I'll be like, first round, ball kick.
Yeah. He's going to
I
pull a
wouldn't be
John Jones and
surprised.
gouge your eyes.
Do a straight up Jackie Chan split right to the balls. Ooh.
He should throw
Wouldn't be the
elbows and
first
back
person.
fists.
I wish.
Or,
I'd
yeah,
love to throw elbows.
man, that would be cool. I mean, we can do I think we can do spinning back fist. But if you catch with anything right here, you're risking getting disqualified. So it's kind of like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
rather not.
you got to set it up perfectly.
Yeah.
But I know we can't throw knees, which is so stupid. And I really hope they
But we
don't do
also
it.
get the privilege of no headgear.
Yeah, no headgear too. Thank God, man. That sucks because like you get punched in the face sideways like this, and you get punched again, and it fixes it, and then you get punched again. And it's like, what the hell? Trying to fix it, running away, like you're literally running away just to fix it so you can see. But
Yep.
I think the no headgear will be good. And this is a 6 minute fight too. This is gonna go by quick as shit. So we need to get down to business and just beat the shit out of each other. Man,
I'm used to 3 minute rounds. You're used to two. Uh, I say we're gonna go after. We're gonna give it our all.
yeah, and even though I'm used to two, I mean, I still, like I said, I mean, I do 6 minute rounds in the gym, 20 rounds straight back to back killers. And I know you probably train killers too. I don't know what gym you're with now, if it's Tartarus or if you still kind of go to Virgil Davis. But either both those gyms have some good guys. Most definitely Tartarus. Mitchell's a beast, Eric's a beast, Austin is a beast. Like, there's a lot of good guys there. Timmy Likens is really good. He's got good boxing. Like, there's a lot of good guys, on both our gyms. And I remember you talked about he talked about shouting out anybody we wanted to shout out, just all my boys. I got, I think, yeah, three of my boys are two of them are defending titles and one is getting a title, and that's my group. That's the people I train with every single day. So I'm gonna win for them. I'm gonna win for my mom, who's gonna be in the crowd. I got like 30 to 40 people coming from Charleston, from work, from friends, and I'm gonna give them all a show. And I don't care if I get freaking suspended for like 2 months. I'm gonna jump on that cage, and I'm gonna just start barking. Like this means everything to me, and I'm very happy to be able to get this one back. But also, I have so much respect for you for taking this fight, and I'd be honored to give you a hug and shake your hand, buy you a beer after. Maybe go get some Dairy Queen and be fat asses together. I don't really care. But watch the rest of the fights. We're gonna be pretty early on the fight card, so I mean, I wish the best for both our health. I hope we can beat the shit out of each other with just minimal damage. Like I don't want either of us to go to the hospital. That would suck. I want to watch the rest
Yeah.
of the fights, not worry the rest of my teammates or your family. I mean, all my fights so far, uh, I mean, I never really took a whole lot of damage. Like Eric busted my lip open, and that was a war. So, but I feel like, I mean, this is a short fight, you know. So I mean, I wish the best for both our safeties, for our families, and for our teams, and just for everything. But like I said, thank you again for taking this. I have the utmost respect for you. Shit talking aside, you know, it's respectful shit talk. But
Yeah.
do you have any final questions or anything for us?
I feel like I've touched basis on just about anything. Do you have any closing comments, Nick?
Yeah, I'll touch on what you said, Dominic. It's all respect here. Even though we've had our love-hate relationship, at the end of the day, it's a sport. It's what we do. We get our names out there by talking shit and then end up in the cage. We can go out there and do a draw for all I give a fuck. Let's go out there and
That'd be a way to
bust
end
each
it.
other up to the. Yeah, let's go in there, bust each other up as much as we can, hug it out afterwards, and just prove to everybody that we really are where we are in these rankings, that we really are the guys to be messing with in this sport. Even though it's my kickboxing debut against a vet in the sport of kickboxing, I feel like I'm going to see a lot of people that night and what I can truly do, because I've not had a chance to truly show off what I've been able to do in a kickboxing and or boxing match. I mean, like you said, my last boxing match wasn't much of a boxing match. I would have much rather fought somebody who had more skill and more technical aspirations in the fight game. But hey, shit happens. So, like I said, come January, it's gonna be a war. I'm gonna surprise a lot of people, and win, lose, draw, hug it out afterwards, and see what's next for the both of us. And I would like to shout out a couple guys I've been training with. Timmy Lyons is one of them. Tristan Franzen, all the guys from Davis that I did used to train with. I'm not there anymore. Um, I'm not going to say anything about where I have been, but just everybody I'm training with that watches this, I want to shout them out without giving out too much of what I'm doing. So yeah, all respect to you, Dominic. Thank you, Thomas, for having us on here to kind
Oh
of give
yeah.
us a chance to speak our history, to speak what's going on with this. But I will go ahead and say this though: if you somehow manage to beat me, we got to run. We got to run the third. We got to.
I went third. I mean, as long as your health is okay, I mean, we can fight the next new line after it.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like if I
But
beat you
yeah,
though,
just
I feel like if I beat you, you probably have to get another win. I don't think Keith would just give us an immediate rematch where I would be 4-0 and one. You probably have to get a few wins. But I
yeah,
mean,
no,
if I get to that belt and then you get a couple wins, I'd most definitely try the best to give you a title shot. But I mean, like I
that's what
said,
I have my eyes on at the moment is gold. So whatever I got to do to get through you, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna go on from there. Even if you beat me, like I said, I'll respect. I want to see one of us get the gold as fast as possible because I know we both have the skill set to do it. So
man, How hard do you think it is to not be able to throw a knee? I feel like it's gonna be really hard not
it's
to.
gonna fucking suck.
It's gonna be so hard,
It's
man.
gonna be hard.
We'll do a combination. It's like, oh shit, can't bring my knee up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna suck. I
yeah,
feel like we're gonna have a few accidentals and be like, man, can we just throw knees? Like, please.
yeah.
It's
I
like
think
in
it
the
should be a
brains.
mutual agreement thing.
You say mute.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if you lagged out again. It's
Oh
starting to
no,
lag
yeah, no. I said
again.
I feel like it should be like a mutual. It should be like a mutual agreement thing before the fight, and then the ref just let it go. But no,
Yeah, but all those like the referees, the commission on like each state, definitely West Virginia is so strict, and Kentucky's a
they want
little
to
bit
make
better.
sure everybody gets home.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable. I mean this is the fight game, you know. Like
Yep.
it's a tough sport. It's scary, but it's also really fun. Uh,
Yep.
I've gotten to a point to where I'm very comfortable in there too. My last fight with Eric, I was so comfortable, I didn't even want to fight anymore. I was like, dude, I kind of just want to like, can I like drink a beer or something? Like, I was so comfortable. So I feel like we're both going to be very comfortable. We'll both be thinking instead of just going off instinct, and we'll show the true fighters in ourselves. But thank you again for having us on here. And what time is it? 7:48. Yeah, it's almost about time for me to head out. But thank you guys again. It's good talking to you, Nick. After the fight, I'd love to train with you. Without the thought on our minds of I'm
Hatred.
gonna fight that again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you working on? But no, but thank you guys again. And do I just does it end or does he end it or what are we
I'll
doing?
end it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. To everyone that watched, thank you for the view. Thank you for sticking around to the end. This is concluded Dominic Baker and Nick Lyons, and I'm going to end the live now.